Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We'll get to the JRC in a minute. First, brief disclaimer. If you're unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, all pertinent links are going to be there for you right there in the description box. Should you like to do a deep dive, you should be able to go ahead and do so. Trigger warning, this channel is marked not for kids for a reason. I do use profanity. And when we talk about places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. So if you have children who watch the channel and they're 16 and younger, very obviously parental supervision is advised. Alright folks, let me take a sip of my drink here real quick. Allergies have been killing me for 3 days straight. Send help. Alright, where we left off. This is from Judith Ursiti, the Council of Autism Service Providers. She says here, I write to you today on the behalf of the Council of Autism Service Providers, also known as CASP. So we're not just talking us advocates here, we're talking about the folks that actually provide things such as direct care staff. They provide community integrators for those of us who need that. Some of them assist a lot in things such as assistive communicative devices and things of that nature because those are expensive. Let me go ahead and continue here. CASP is a non-for-profit association of organizations committed to providing evidence-based care to people diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder across the lifespan. Thank you, and finally, sorry, but I've been fighting that battle literally since 2006, and no, I'm not kidding. Like before I even began my work with the State Department of Mental Health. I am very happy to see that they have finally figured out that, we grow older. And we can start coming up with some at least somewhat coherent transition ideas for the space between high school into adulthood. Means I'm going to be I'm going to be getting a hold of a few friends. It sounds like I need to. Anyways, before we go too further in left field here, CAS represents the autism provider community to the nation at large, including government, payers, and the general public. Our membership includes multi-specialty clinics, adult service providers, applied behavior analysis clinics, of course, because we can't get away from ABA trying to force us into something we're not. Oh no, we gotta have that. We'll deep dive it one of these days, I swear, probably when JRC goes the way of the dodo. In schools, our goals are to ensure quality, safe, and most effective care, promote continuous quality improvement, help to ensure that the money spent for care and treatment is directed to the most effective evidence-based practices, represent providers of care to government, payers, and the public, and share public policies that balance effective treatment and economic principles. As the committee take on the important work of finalizing the strategic plan, we respectfully request your consideration of the following. First off, prioritization of generally accepted standards of care. So this is something that would suck the JRC right in the mouth, because what they are doing is not generally accepted, nor is it within the scope of standards of care. No matter how often the JRC says it, well, who gets to determine that? Medical boards. Just saying. For mental disorders as defined in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, also known, folks, as DSM-5, including autism spectrum disorder, which is not a mental disorder, is developmental. I'm calm. I swear I'm calm. Additionally, the Department of Labor and CMS have been working to ensure that health plans are in compliance with requirements under the 2008 Wellstone Dementia, Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act. Is there any chance you can come out here and talk to some of our regional offices? We need some assistance. Because basic normal insurance out here is not accepted for things such as ARC or NOVA. Judavine does actually take open pay and will come up with payment programs, but as far as I know, I could be wrong on that. I'll have to do some digging there, but yeah, basically everything's through Medicaid. You don't have Medicaid, you fall through the cracks. So it is nice that at least freaking somewhere someone is working on a solution so that the insurance that we do have can cover the cost of these services that we very obviously need. I certainly did. I would not be where the hell I am right now without them. I can tell you that. That's in spite of me being stubborn and fighting everyone the entire time. Privatization. Oh, we already started, sorry. CASP is home to the practice guidelines for applied behavior analysis, of course. I'm not even going to read that. They don't want to know my opinion on ABA. These guidelines, which have been recognized by payers and state agencies, most recently were proposed by the California Department of Insurance as generally accepted standards of care related to SB 855, California's recently implemented mental health parity law. Maybe stop grouping us within the mental health field and realize it's a developmental disability. Perhaps that might finally start putting the treatment in the right direction. In mental health, you need behavioral help. No, I need to get to the bottom of what's causing me to tweak out. Because when you do that and provide solutions, wouldn't you know it, those behaviors go down significantly on their own, almost like magic. Right? It requires plans not only implement the guidelines, but are trained in their usage. Similar legislation has passed in other states and is being considered nationwide. As you develop a strategic plan specific interventions, we ask that you consistently refer to generally accepted standards of care, the CASP practice guidelines referenced previously. So we're telling the JRC and the world here, there are rules. You are to conform with them. We are urging you to do so. Alright, we got that page. We'll move on to the next one here in a little while, but for right now we're going to go ahead and close out. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So folks, if you would all be so kind, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe. As always, folks, please don't forget to hit the comments and make sure that you are still set up to receive notifications. We're going to be continuing with Down the Rabbit Hole as well as the Snake Oil Salesman series. We do not want you all missing anything. I definitely do want to say thank you for your time. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea do hope you have a good one. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye now.